Was Biggie, Can't You See? I was struck by the confirmation of Ketanji Brown Jackson as comparison to Justice Kavanaugh. Ketanji Brown Jackson was the model in professionalism. She carried herself in an erudite, just a sophisticated, professional way, whereas Kavanaugh, when challenged, sounded like a blubbering idiot. I remember him saying, "I like beer." First off, I think he was accused of sexual assault, but Lindsey Graham in particular attacked her more than she attacked him. And I think that if you've ever been accused of sexual assault, you should never have a job where you have a robe. Judge Kavanaugh should have to wear pants all the time. But the stark comparison, it was very stark. As a matter of fact, when I was watching TV yesterday, and it was the fact that I'd always known that most Supreme Court justices didn't even go to law school. Most of them were all white. I talked about that before on my notes from previously. Most of them were all white, and it only became a big deal, these Senate confirmation, when somebody who wasn't white was going to be confirmed. That's the only thing that changed anything. Ultimately, it is this. When I watched the confirmation of Ketanji Brown and the grilling by Lindsey Graham going off on this spiritless chase that didn't amount to anything, was how much black women have had to endure. Black women have had to deal with beta males like Lindsey Graham their entire life, whether it's this trying to get into a school or promotion, whether it is trying to become, a professor or a lawyer, or even to become a shift supervisor. Men like that have always stood in their way. And so I think that one of the things that I came away knowing is that it was over men like that. It was through men like that. It was not men like that never aided them. It was interesting when I watched Lindsey Graham talk about Guantanamo Bay, which a jurist would have nothing to do with. She doesn't make policy. She just judges and calls the balls and strikes. She's the referee. The only concern should have been, was she qualified and is she impartial? And I can tell you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, she is without a doubt the most qualified person ever to be nominated to the Senate. If she had Clarence Thomas's, if she had his resume, she'd jump out of a window. But this is about a couple of things. Obviously, it's political theater. There are things at play. But it is about making people on the other side see her not quite as one of them. Somebody who's un-American. Almost every time, that was the constant, that was the thing that Lindsey Graham did. He tried to make this tenuous connection to her not being American. He asked her about her religion, which is supposed to be none of anybody's business. I mean, Lindsey Graham acted just like somebody who was a beta male, who didn't want something to happen, who just wanted theater. When he asked her about the attack on 9/11, which was a terrorist act, but so was the attack on the Capitol. They were terrorists too. Let's be clear, Lindsey Graham, the biggest terrorists in America, there are more people killed by ISIS than ISIS. The biggest terrorists in America are domestic terrorists, and you know them because they showed up at the Capitol and chased you guys away from the building under security. But you wanted to ask her about something that wasn't even relevant to her job. But the thing that I take away knowing for certain, is that she is unassailable in terms of qualifications, and he knows that too. He talked about how he was a lawyer, not that kind of lawyer. He talked about, did you know that people who supported her wanted, another judge, I forget the judge's name, but they maligned her. They wanted her disqualified. In other words, he was attacking her for her supporters. But he doesn't do that to Donald Trump. If you're interested in justice and you're interested in protecting the people, America, from its biggest threats, then you need look no further than the rallies you attend. Now, Ketanji Brown Jackson is more than qualified to be a Supreme Court justice, and she most certainly will be. I came away knowing that this is going on in black women's lives on the ascent all over this country, in the boardrooms, in the schools, in the banks, because this is the way that they are treated. And it made me very sad, but it made me proud to know that she's going to get past this like so many of them do. That he is little more than a pink doormat. That's a little note from the GED section. We got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the D.L. Hughley Show.